good. You great. You phenomenal. When you gonna step up to the plate?
You gotta build a level of excellence about yourself that stands the test of time, and no matter what happens in front of you, you are character true. I know who you are because you're the same person. In adversity, in victory, in defeat, you're the same motherfucker.
Beast mode is I will not stop when others stop. I will not quit when it gets hard. I will not complain. I will not worry. I will find a way when there is no way. I will make a door when there is no door. I will create finance when there is no finance. I will find an opportunity when it doesn't exist. But I will not be defeated.
Download this video and audio by becoming a member at benlionelscott.com. Plus, get early access to all new content and hundreds of exclusive videos.
Good evening, y'all. Get y'all showing up for yourself on a Friday evening and not out in the club hanging out on a Friday evening. That's how you know you're serious.
Yes. Good evening, everybody.
That's how you know you're serious.
We're all faced with a time of challenge and controversy. Adversity causes some cats to break and other cats to break records.
There's times where you're going to have to do it alone. There's not going to be any team support. There's not going to be any family support. There's not going to be.
Yeah. Y'all showed up today and not hanging out on a Friday. That's how you know you're serious, when you do stuff like that. Your actions tell you if you're gonna be successful. The small things you do lead up to the big successes. So pat yourself on the back. I did not take no trade today because of what the US 30 did today. We had some clear moves for this week. We did have some clear moves on the 30. Some clean moves. On Tuesday, we should have all caught this one here. I think we did caught this one. I don't think I called it that high. Let me look at my trade. On Wednesday, we did catch the buy. On Tuesday, we caught the buy, and on Wednesday, we caught the sell. And then yesterday, who caught the buy yesterday? This one. Because it sold on Wednesday, and on Thursday, it bought back up. I was holding the sell and closed it in profit. This one right here. I was holding this. It closed in profit when I seen on Monday morning that the candle opened up like this with this flat. That's when I went and took the buy on Thursday. But I did not take no trades. today. Because I was anticipating for it to reject out of here, and it did not. It still didn't break this order block. This is the order block I was saying it needed to break, and it didn't break it. It didn't even. It came up here, rejected, and it fell, and then it went back up, and still didn't break it. It just basically came and pulled back up on Friday, so it really didn't do nothing. But this is what I was saying yesterday, that it was gonna. It has to break this area right here. This is the area we was looking for it to break right here. For the buy to confirm the buy is going to continue, because this order block here has this heavy sell volume that came out of it. So I was anticipating for, if it doesn't break this, that it was going to continue selling. And that's what it did. It did open up and sell, but it wasn't like a heavy sell. It was more like a pullback and came right back up. So price was like unclear today. This is like unclear price action. All of this is unclear price action. Unclear which way the market is moving. So I didn't take no trades today, and I didn't post no trades today because of that. When I seen what it was doing this morning. Now it's moved in the same direction as the 30. So on the 22nd, we took Nas at the entry I called out was 18086. Mm, 1844, 444. And the stop was 17. And then 17976 was the stop. And that played out, and it actually went way higher to the next order block. And went past this order block to here. But I had set the take profit to this level because this is the mid-month level. That's why the take profit was set to here. But it continued to buy up for the rest of the day before it broke out the next day for a sell, a short sell. And for Bitcoin, I also called a buy on Bitcoin on Tuesday as well. And Bitcoin took off on Tuesday. It has not come back down and retraced that low. It has not come back down. I called an entry for 88. 88,000. What a tight stop on Bitcoin. The stop was 87. Man, I called to take profits 100,000. But I want to go over this one right here. Because it hasn't hit profit, but it hasn't came back down either. So next week, being that it's still above the mid-month mark, we're gonna have a new week candle come Sunday. But this would be a nice new entry for a buy because we still have the buying momentum. It hasn't broke to come back down. Like HBO, if you would have been holding it, you would have never came out of profit. You would have never came out of
No bullshit.
you would have never came out of profit. If you would have been holding it, you would have never came out of profit.
It just looked like that shit was falling too fast that day.
Right here, the pullback. But it didn't even
Yeah.
come. It never broke back. Even when you had it set into profit at 90,000, when I told you set into profit at 90,000, it never came back. It never even came to 90,000. It never even came down that low.
I'm
So
just trying to find my way back in there now.
yeah, nah, don't do it. Wait, on Monday, come back. You can get back in. Get back in on Monday because this is gonna do this little crap that it's doing right here over the weekend because the banks is closed. You might see it make a move on Sunday. So on Sunday you can maybe look for an entry on Sunday because Bitcoin be moving on Sunday. And probably look for an entry maybe Sunday, early Sunday. On Monday morning.
You know, I try to take that buy on gold today, and I got in way too early.
Mm. What time? Let me look at gold.
I think I got in around it was like around 9 o'clock. That's when I got it.
So you
Around 9 o'clock, and then
you got in at 9 in the morning?
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Because when I looked at 6 a.m., between 6 a.m. and 9, I couldn't really see no clear. I just ain't see no clear doji and no flat bottom.
so
But
you
when I
see no
seen nine
entry.
o'clock start,
Here's the thing. If you don't see no entry, don't take the trade. Don't force the trade. So if you don't see no clear entry, it's probably an indication not to take the trade.
well, what time is it right there by that doji?
Right here.
That doji.
That
Yeah,
ain't
what
the
time?
reversal. That's 12 o'clock when the market reversed. That's what I was saying. Like right around the time the market reversed.
Oh, nah. That's not where. That's yeah. Nah, that's afterwards. That's when I seen it start moving up, and I'm like, dang,
Right
I
here.
went into early.
No, this is when the market reversed. But still, even here, this wouldn't have been a clip. You wouldn't have seen this one, not on a 1 hour. You would have seen it on an earlier time frame, on 30 minutes. That's where you would have seen it at, the entry, the 12 o'clock entry. Because around
But
noon,
they didn't.
I'm listening.
My fault. They didn't make a flat top at 9 o'clock. I
Mm-mm,
mean, a flat bottom.
mm-mm. Look at 9 o'clock. Uh, 9 o'clock, I did make a flat bottom at 9 o'clock. Right here, Doji and a parcel. Right here, Doji, flat. And 9 o'clock, it opened up for a sell.
I don't know what I was thinking, Queen. I don't know, man. I think I,
I don't
I
take
think I just
sales
had.
on gold. I just don't. Because even though this might be like a nice move, but at the same time, gold look how it reversed. Look how heavy it reversed. Like whoever
Yeah.
was in this sell, look at the reverse.
So come Monday, I'm trying to see if I could find me a position on gold.
Yeah, a buy. Yeah, because what I was saying is I knew it was gonna buy back up. Like with gold don't reject for too long. Gold don't reject for too long. It didn't even for the position that I had from here, it didn't pull back down. Like it pulled back down for my to entry. Like basically, like it pulled back down to entry. But I closed in profit up here, like at around 300, 315. It closed me out up here because I was anticipating to hold it, but it came back down to my entry, like a little bit underneath my entry before it went back up. So that was basically like a retest here.
But that's what Bitcoin did to me today too. Bitcoin, it started to go up, and when it pulled back, it went to my entry, and I was like, I'm just gonna get out because it just don't look right. I just took a small profit loss, but
Nah,
that motherfucker is still
above
going
your,
up.
it's still above your, and it's still above your entry because you said you got in like around 88,000.
No, I got out of that trade, but this morning I took another trade this morning up in the 90 area. Like yeah, somewhere around there this morning.
It's still bought up though. It did
Right? But then it pulled back. It pulled back
right
where you
here.
see that
What it
yep,
told you is
that's when
you still would have been
I was
above your
like, oh,
profit if you got it down here because this was telling you to enter right here. The doji in this flat on the 4 hour, which probably happened. Well, you probably seen it on an earlier time frame for entry.
but when I got into Bitcoin, it was like around it was 9 o'clock though. I ain't gonna lie, it was around 9 o'clock.
Yeah, see, look, this is right around 9:30 is when you see the entry right there. That was the entry
And then
9:30
I got in at the third candle. That's where I got in at the third
right here
candle.
on the pullback.
No,
This one,
n- no, the next one.
this one.
Yep, I got in at that one.
But you would have, it still never came back to your entry. That's what I'm saying. Like, look where it's at. It
But
pulled back.
that
It just
that red wick though, the red wick, the
this.
red candle, that wick, yeah, that what I'm saying? It definitely touched my entry. And that's when I was like, oh hell no, I'm getting out. And the minute I said that, that motherfucker just started going back up. And then it started to do that bullshit for the rest of the
Consolidation.
evening.
Yeah, this consolidation. This is what Bitcoin do on a weekend. This. This is what Bitcoin do on a weekend. This is why I say, even though you can trade it on a weekend, it's just not recommended because it's gonna do this. Like if we go
But
back,
I'm not gonna lie. If it pull back some more, I think I might try to get in. and hold it till Monday.
The
But I'm trying not to
weekend,
be part of
be
FOMO though.
patient. Be patient. You're
I
not gonna
know
miss
that's
the
all I got
trade.
to do.
You're not gonna miss this trade, and that because Bitcoin moves more. You trading against a USD pair. The banks is closed on the weekend. It's not gonna move that much. All the banks is closed, and the U.S. banks is closed on the weekend. So you're not gonna see no movement really like that during the weekend. You're not gonna miss out. It's gonna move back and forth. Where is that? Probably till Sunday. You might see a little movement, but it's not gonna really move like no big movements because the bank is closed. They're still being traded against the US dollar. So you gotta look at that too. See how it's just moving back and forth even now. I know you could trade it on the weekend, but it's just not recommended. Having patience is probably like is your best form of trading. Is to be patient in your trade. And y'all patient and the move play out like how you anticipate the play to happen. Sometimes you being anxious to get in, and when that anxious, you understand you enter and exit the trade, you going in, exiting, going in, exit, because you anticipating the move instead of just waiting for the move to show you what's gonna happen, like and waiting for you for your confluences to align for the move to happen. Otherwise, you just in and out, exiting, closing the trade, trying to find a good spot, trying to find a good entry, and you ain't got to do that. You can literally set it up to where you see when you seeing these moves happen, you don't gotta question it. When you see your entries happen, you don't gotta question it. Every trade is not gonna win it. You can't be scared to if I'm gonna lose. If I enter here, if I'm gonna lose, I'm like open your stop up when you first enter a trade, accept the amount that you're willing to risk inside the trade, and that's what you risk it. You're gonna take those risks coming in. But don't risk no more than what you're willing to lose. This way you won't be don't have that fear going in. Because if that's the only time you really have that fear is when you going in a trade and you risking something and you not know, you like, oh my gosh, everything I'm relying on everything on this trade. And then you go in and the trade don't go in your favor. And then after you lose, you look back and then move how you wanted it to move. Or move how you anticipated it to move. And that's a mind thing. It's not the it not happening how you anticipated it to happen. One, you wasn't patient enough for the move to tell you what the market is gonna do. Okay, if you're not patient enough and you get in too early, a lot of times you get stopped out. Patience, you need to have patience. I know everything is quick and they make everything to go snap, snap, snap. But with trading, you gotta have some type of patience. That's gonna make or break you in the trading game. Like you gotta have some patience. If you don't wait for the move to play out, then you're gonna be losing money, unnecessary money, money that you don't like. Even though knowing that the market don't go in your favor all the time, and you're going in and making unnecessary losses because you got in too early, that's an unnecessary loss. That's a loss that could have been avoided, especially like everything aligned for your move to play out. And you got because you entering too early, you got in too early. And then you see that like that's what be smacking people in the head. You be like, oh my God, now it played out. But when it could have been avoided by just having a little bit of patience. A little bit of patience goes a long way. Then you can avoid the unnecessary losses. The market manipulation, that's gonna be there. But the unnecessary losses of getting in too early, you can avoid those with patience. Those could definitely be avoided. That's why I tell you I like to meditate, to calm your mind, be still, do a 10-second count. Nick, look, professional traders get the thing to check their heart rate. Get a heart rate monitor. See if yourself are you really feeling anxious. A heart rate monitor is like I think $30, $20 or $30 on Amazon. Get a heart rate monitor to see if you're feeling nervous before you enter. because that nervousness will tell you maybe I shouldn't be entering right now. Because you got to be able to stay calm. You got to be able to control your emotions when you enter in the market. A 10-second count will do you some justice. A 15-minute meditation will do you some justice. Some jazz music is very, very calming to the mind. Like some smooth jazz music playing in the background while you're trading will soothe your mind so that you can focus. All you hear all day is noise and everything else around you, especially for anybody that lives in a major city. There's a lot of noise. There's all of these distractions around you. When you go to trade, you remembering this from this happened earlier. Somebody told you this, you seen this, you did that. And that's what's in your mind when you're going in to sit down at the trading to sit down and trade. Everything that happened, this happened, that happened, everything is in your mind. And you go to sit down, your mind is racing. Give yourself 15 minutes. Calm your mind, relax, be still. This way, when you go to look at that market, you ain't second guessing. Because you shouldn't have to second guess. This thing plays out like mechanically. Like it plays these order blocks mechanically. It plays up these levels mechanically. Like if you go across, you'll see it. You'll see it. Monday, I don't always trade because sometimes the market just be setting up on Monday. So I don't always take trades on Monday. The trade got to be like clear for me to take a trade on Monday. Like, I do. The market got to be clear. And get used to being in the market less. The less you're in the market, the more money you make. If you can narrow your trading days down to like 2 to 3 days a week, you'll make more money. Even if you're swinging and you're only taking a couple swing trades in the beginning of the week and closing it out at the end. If you're in the market less, you make more money. So for gold, I'm doing some, look what gold is at right now. Being that gold is above this mid-month area right here. And we're gonna get a new weekly, so it's gonna be above, it's gonna be different mid-week area. But it's above this mid-month. And it hasn't came back to, we're still at this area by right here. It came right back into this order block and has not come to this buy order block. And that's what it's been coming into and buying. You see how it hasn't have a candle close below that order block right there. And go. So getting in and setting your stop somewhere underneath this for gold. Setting your stop underneath this order block. Does it look like it's like it only wicked underneath there and went back up? It only come in here and go back up. Look. You see that? So setting a stop, getting in and like setting your stop underneath the order block to take it to the high. So setting it to go to the high right here. Or you can set it to this high, but gold is when gold hit its high, usually make a new high. It has been consistently making new highs. Consistently. It's right in that area of that order block. It basically retested this area once, twice. Yeah, I'm anticipating for it to buy. I'm gonna get a position on this on Monday. On Monday. Because it hasn't broke that buy area right there. So I'm looking to get into this on Monday. On gold. Wait, and JPY just broke above the mid-month. Dang, that thing took off. Billy, did you get in this at all? JPY, damn, this shit took off.
I made the entry on DJ.
Yeah, you need an entry for
Because
GJ?
I had already marked my entry level on DJ, and as soon as it got there, I wasn't around to take the trade, so I missed it.
So you missed this one here. This started happening on Thursday. Yep, right at 9 o'clock on Thursday. Yeah. And on Friday. Today is when it broke above the mid-month area. So entry would be for it to come. I would look for GJ to come up, to go up to here. I'll be taking it up to here. Here. For this buy trend to continue, it's above the mid-month marker. And next week we're going into the end of the month. And this is a 4-hour order block here. Right around here would be your entry. Right around this mid-month market when it pull back some. Pull back towards here will be your entry. And you can take it to the high of that order block. Definitely look how that trend is nice. And trending out it broke the consolidation. Here's where it was consolidating. This was from last week when it was consolidating. But it broke consolidation right on Thursday. It broke the consolidation. So come in next week. I don't know if it's gonna pull back that heavy. No. 191. It may pull back. Mm-mm. This is what a breaking structure is. So right around there, really. 876. 190, 876. Right around there. It's gonna pull back. I will still set this TP up here though, because the end of the month is Wednesday. Wednesday is the last day of April. The first month in the second quarter. We ending up the first month and second quarter on Wednesday. DJ definitely took off and broke consolidation on Thursday. That's what I'm saying. You got these. Look at the pattern happen right there. Happened in the 1 hour. Then it happened here on New York Open. Right after New York Open. What's your entry? Hold on, 30 minutes first. Right there. There's the entry right here. So let it come back down to retest this order block. Let's go get the order block. Retest this order block. And set the stop just above just below the mid-month. Set the stop under there. And your TP would be the high of the order block. Is that the overall? Yeah, that would be a good TP. The top of the month, 195, 782 for GJ Monday. That's what we're looking for GJ to do next week. And looking to find a position for buy on gold. Because gold is in a nice area for right here. And this buy order block that it done retested twice. Came here and retested it, bought back up, came again and retested it and started buying back up. So this is your area where it's at for buy. So look for buy entries on Monday for gold, for GJ. Still looking for Bitcoin to continue. And made a new high today. So the monthly is higher. I made a new month high today. There it is. It's to 976 it went to 95,976, so it went a little higher today. I'm looking for it to continue up for Bitcoin. We got a new high. Oh. No. So being at a made no new high for the month, we got a new mid-month area. So look at 976 34 below 7 420 420 that 69. So now the mid-month is 85 198.2. Hey, what's knocking on? Yeah. So be looking for a buy entry for Bitcoin too. I'm gonna be looking for a buy entry for Bitcoin because I'm looking for that this trend to continue. The way it broke out of this consolidation, I'm really looking for it to continue. I really think it's gonna go past that, to be honest. This 106 is looking real anticipated for Bitcoin. But this is the first one that got to break. It's this one. This 99,000 mark is the one we looking for it to break. This one right here, this order block. That's the one that got to break. This is the area. Tell him to put something on for you. All right, y'all, we're gonna wrap it up. And GJ is gonna be a buy next week. Bitcoin, we're looking for it to get in for a buy. And gold is at a perfect entry for a buy. Like perfect entry, perfect area to buy at. You know, I said if you get in gold in a good spot, you can kind of just hold it. Because can't go wrong on a buy on gold. Don't be scared of the pullbacks. They gotta pull back a little bit. So you kind of gotta like embrace yourself for the pullbacks. See y'all on Sunday. Enjoy your weekend. Proud of y'all for showing up on a Friday night. Congratulations. And have a good weekend, y'all. I'll be posting this call up shortly.
Have a good weekend.